what we've actually purchased from Hong Kong is this amazing can opener for opening metal oil filters. So if I actually show you a modern oil filter on a car, diesel or petrol, on the oil filters they've actually got written on the cars that I run the mileage. Actually, this has just come off the car, so this is still quite tight off the Ford Vignale. 15 Newton meters when you re-put these on the new ones. This is the old one. So on the mileage on the car is a date when the filter was installed and the mileage the filter was fitted on the vehicle. This is obviously off the 1 litre 3-cylinder EcoBoost. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the pleats out of the filter without making any swarf or particles on it, any contamination in the wood in the filter. So we're going to use a special tool, and there's a blade there where my finger's just touching, which is going to open this like a can opener. So what we want to do, having never done this before, and this car that's got 40,000 miles on it, we've never actually seen the condition of the car, of the engine. So what I'm going to do is put that on there, put it on tightly, and I think having not done this before, we just want to nip that up. Make sure that that's seated in the wheels, and we want to just turn this. Not too much pressure on the blade at the beginning. Don't know how much pressure to put on it actually, because I don't want to bend the wheels on the other side, slacking it off a touch. This needs to be right. Just check actually that's meeting. Actually, it's got to go down a touch. Actually, you've got to push that down. Actually, could you just hold that for me there? This has actually got to go. Got it? No, it's all too loose. We've never actually done this before. It's just rolling around on the back wheels. They're not located in. No, this is all just moving around. What we don't want to do is cock this up. No, that's not how you do it. That might be too much dent in the tin. Hold on, let's hope we haven't dented the back of it out into a square shape. I think that might have done it. Just a bit more pressure on that. Just slightly more as you go. Obviously there's a knack of doing this. Well, I reckon that might have cracked the can. Should we have a look at that? We don't know yet if it's actually done it. Oh, it's only done a bit of it. No, that's the right, that's the gasket. There's a lot more oil in there. We might need some paper towels actually. I'll go and get those. That'll just drain in there because I wasn't expecting that, having never done this before. So that's a learning curve. So what we need is a pig mat, really, to get all this excess oil up. So obviously when you take the filter off the car, there's a lot of oil still in there, which obviously at this moment in time we didn't know. So we're going to get some cloths. It's only, I think it's only half gone through the filter. I'll just have a look at that a minute. Yeah, it's only half done it. So there's a certain amount of pressure you need to put on this. Right, we need 3 hands on here. Got it. Just done a part of it. You turn it slowly. I'm going to keep turning it till the top should come loose and just come off in my hand when it's done, and the bottom should just stay where it is. It's only halfway through the metal. Okay, I just heard it crack, it's a little bit done. I'll turn it a bit more. I'm going to take a chance on that actually. Have a look at that. I don't think it's done it. Well, maybe it has done it, so we'll just put that in there a minute to let that drain. Turn that the right way up there. We'll see. I might put a screwdriver just to see if that prise is open, but once I buckle it out of shape, it's not going to open. I wonder if you can still hear me with the sound. Let's have a look. No, it hasn't done it. No. This is obviously the first one we've done, but it's a bit of a codge up, this one. I think it's bent it out of shape actually. Yeah, some of it's done, some of it's gone out of shape on the back of it. A better way to do it, I can feel the whole mechanism now. What we don't want to do is introduce swarf into the pleats. And any paint scraps on it, we'll have to just ignore. Just try that a minute. Well, this is like bodge up. That's what you have to do. There, we got it. As you can see, some metal particles. Mind your eyes a minute, because I've got no goggles on. What we don't want to do is, there, got it. So put the oil bits in there. That can stand up in there. Might clear this decking down a touch. Right, so what we're going to do now, hopefully this, I've never done this before. So that's inside a Ford Motorcraft filter, high quality. So I'm not even going to bother taking that out of there because I don't want to cut my fingers at this moment in time. So this is the next stage, is how you actually just, oh I know, so I would say you actually prise these open with a screwdriver. This looks like it's pressed this won't introduce any shavings into the wadding of a filter. I can honestly say the quality of the filter is exceptionally good. I've never actually done this, we're actually not sure how it's put together. Put that in there. No, these are pressed together. I think I need a smaller screwdriver. This might be a bit too big. It's too big. That should be one. We'll wipe these screwdrivers down afterwards. My hands are covered in oil. That's a better one. Yeah, I can see this is actually pressed in. Having, like I say, never done this before. Patience is everything on this. What we don't want to do is introduce any metal into the pleats of the oil filter. Otherwise it's a complete waste of time doing this. And this is actually a non-ferrous metal, like a tin. So I think we'll stop recording now and we'll come back to it when we've got this open. Okay, after much deliberation, we've got a chip there a bit of swarf from this. But we've actually peeled this away because there was no way that was actually coming away as I was originally doing it. That's a return valve, which is actually on the bottom spring there. That's actually from that. So we'll just show that. We've got that completely out. We haven't introduced any swarf in the pleats as yet. So what we want to do now is slide this pleat off this casing. And I'm going to guess it might just come apart actually. Well, we haven't got any, let's have a look. Man, I'll tell you what, these are really high quality Ford filters. I really mean that. Can you see that on the video? Really high quality. I guess no one's actually on the internet taking one of these apart. So we're doing here, because this doesn't introduce any swarf in the pleats. We're actually peeling it back, not actually putting it into the pleats. I'm going to lay the pleats out on the table in a while with a high powered torch to actually look in the pleats. As I've said a couple of times within this video, we've actually never done this. So this is a first. Hang on, I'll just stop there a minute and show you that there was no metal actually going in that filter, gauze pleated filter whatsoever. As I just said, we're peeling it away and not putting it into it. But as I said a moment ago, this filter is incredibly well made. I'll point out this filter I mentioned at the beginning has done about 9,000 or 10,000 miles. I'll put it up on the screen in a minute how many miles this has done. But this car, the original engine, the car's done just over 40,000 miles, and this has never been checked on the filter how the engine's running. But I wouldn't leave any filter in there for probably more than 10,000 miles anyway. Oh, the warden's coming away now. So here we are, this is good news. Oh, this is what we want actually. Here, bingo. Wasn't expecting that first time. So, what I'm going to do in a moment, I'm going to move that away. I'll just keep that on the side there. I'm just going to move this. Well done, thanks. So the table's clean. First time ever. Actually, just take that, I wasn't expecting that either. So we take that centre core away, and well, I'm not going to go too far. So where the debris is going to go is that direction, would I say, or would it go? No, it goes through here, and clean oil comes out of here. So the debris will be on this side of the pleats. That'll be correct, wouldn't it? So we don't have to open all those up. So we're going to actually, at the moment, there's nothing at all. Oh my goodness, it's clean as a. Can you see that? It's incredible. Man, I tell you, this is well made. Look at that. There's no debris in there at all. What do you make of that? Look at that. Oh man, I'm so pleased on that. I've got my colleagues with me here. Look at that. Can you see that? Oh, we can just peel these back actually instead of pulling it out like a concertina. Oh my goodness, that ball. Absolutely nothing at all. Well, we could go on through the pleats, but you got to...
So how many miles has this filter done?
Around about 10,000 miles.
Zero copper, zero zinc, no metal, nothing in there at all.
Nothing at all, but I do change the oil at 3,000 miles intervals. Look at that.
Little black mark there.
Yeah, there's a back. Yeah, that could be from.
Yeah, just what's your
yeah, hang on. Changing oil, bit of carbon, bits of metal. Oh man, look, it's incredible.
Nothing there at all.
Man, I'm so pleased on that. Because this, as I said, this car's never been analysed like this for the oil and the filter. And then
just focus now and again because it goes out of focus.
Yeah, thank you.
Wait there a second. Wait there.
Tiny little bit of carbon in the oil, which you'd actually expect from the bottom of the pan. Yeah.
There's nothing on it.
I'm not even halfway through the filter. Actually, there, look.
Go halfway through the filter now.
Yeah, if I go down here. Man. Great, it's got oil still in there. And there's no glitter whatsoever. OMG. I'm delighted on that. Look at that. Absolutely. And I'll just show the hole where we go in with it. Just choose another set of wood in just there randomly. That never been opened before. Look at that. No glitter whatsoever. What are your comments on that, Paul? Look at that, fresh oil. Let's choose another bit of wood in. That's the filter, so we just randomly choose.
One more, there's nothing there.
Yeah, that one.
0.
That never been opened.
That's absolutely spotless.
Oh, man alive.
Spotless.
I am so pleased on that. So no one behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go down here. Look, never been opened before, still got the oil there. Look at that.
Well, lay on the table a minute.
Yeah, so how the filter's made up. That's the actual wooden canister. Oh, sorry, I'm so delighted over that. That's obviously part of it. That's the original. See the Ford brand name there. I'm so pleased over that. And go back to this amazing tool which we've never used before, so we've actually learned on what we're doing. Oh, hold on a minute. Oh, it's got Allen keys, but it's got an angle. So it's off at an angle. That's interesting. Cool. It's set at an angle. Can you see that? Which is actually set there. So when you're rotating it, you have to rotate it in a certain direction as the canister's turning, not the other way around. It has to go that way.
You had it upside down for my liking.
As well.
I did
so there's a blade.
Yeah, you had it upside down. That's why you got a job.
There's a blade.
Yeah.
This tool, absolutely outstanding. So that's a plate. We haven't taken them all apart. I just want to do one more.
We got it there.
Where? Just in there. Never been exposed before. Man, they're well put together. Look at that.
Oh,
Nothing at all.
perfect. One more.
There's two behind it. Oh man. Yeah, look at that. Stunning.
So basically, you change the engine oil every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Look after your engine, and it will look after you. And don't, when it's cold, don't drive it like you stole it.
Yeah.
Let the engine warm up.
Well done. Should we just do a couple up here? Look at that.
When it's cold, let it warm up.
Nothing at all.
Job done.
Yeah, superb. We're just going to do
Date today is what?
March 2025, March 10th. Well done. But when
Full oil filter with how many miles on it?
40,000 miles, just over
40,000 miles that oil filter's done.
Oh no, the engine's done.
That's
but
what
the filter's done 9 or 10,000 miles.
Actually says on there 32,000
No, hold on.
miles on the engine.
No, that's when the filter was put on.
32,000.
No, that's when the filter was put
Yeah.
on. But the car's done 40,000, so it's done 8,500 miles of filter has. But it's never been done with this car before. Analysed the oil filter. Hang on, I just want to add something to it. Oh yeah, the oil is fully synthetic, changed every 3,000 miles. Anything else you want to add to it? Fuel cleaner we put in every 10,000 miles. Only use 99 octane fuel in the petrol. This tool though is a must. This tool is a must for any mechanic with a metal canister filter to actually analyse the pleats, because you've got no idea when you take this filter off what's actually happening inside your engine for wear. The construction of this oil filter is incredible. I've left it just here just so you can see how it's been taken apart. But I really recommend anyone who's actually doing this for the first time, has a practice on a filter, or actually watches this initial demonstration on how the filter actually works with the cutter. There's a cutting wheel. But as I said, the wheels, these wheels here are actually offset. So when you mount a filter into it, you need to rotate it a certain direction. I think the only thing I'd say actually on the actual can opener, the filter opener, it should have a direction arrow here. So when you've actually got this tightened up to actually put some pressure on the cutting blade, which only wants to be slight pressure, you don't want to dent the back of the filter with these two free running wheels. You can probably just see they're moving freely. You want to dent the filter, but you want to put enough pressure on it just to puncture it, and by turning it, which I didn't do initially, by putting enough pressure on the cutting wheel into the filter, but as soon as you see it, you feel it puncturing the tin the metal filter, you know you've got the right pressure on it, you just keep rotating it with the socket there, and it soon just opens the filter up. But yeah, credit honestly, the filter made by Motorcraft is absolutely stunning, high quality. Don't use any other filter but the Motorcraft petrol and oil filters that they supply at Ford. Right, the Ford 1 litre 3-cylinder EcoBoost is a stunning, absolutely stunning engine. This actually engine is the engine with the chain, cam chain, not the wet belt. This is a 2019 Ford Vignale. We've actually changed the water coolant. We put a new expansion tank on. It only done, I think, 25,000 miles when we put a new one on. They tend to crack up the bottom underneath. Is that correct, Paul?
You get hairline cracks in the bottom because plastic, 90 degrees, hot, cold, hot, cold. They get hairline cracks. What happens? You lose all your coolant, and that's where your car gets seized.
So we've changed that as precaution. We've obviously done all the...
If your coolant's going down month after month, it's because you've got hairline cracks in the bottom. And you'll see residue all over here of coolant, and that's the reason the cracks on the bottom.
So we changed that out of precaution.
How much is a bottle?
It doesn't matter if you're in...
£25 is cheap.
If you're in America or Canada, it's going to be different. But in the United Kingdom, it's about £45 actually, sterling.
Let me just say, every 2 years, your coolant needs changing.
So we've changed all the coolant at 25,000 miles. And the expansion bottle. It's important to actually bleed it. We've actually got a professional system where you actually pressurise and bleed it out, but most people on YouTube know about that. Just going to point out on the 1 litre EcoBoost, the oil filter, on the one which we've actually just put in a couple of days ago, we've got it was changed at 40,000, I think it's 300 miles on there. It was done on the 1st of the 3rd, which is March, 1st of March 2025. So I always write that on the filter, and you saw on the one which we've taken off, but that's the engine on the 1 litre EcoBoost with the cam chain, not the wet belt. And I wouldn't buy a wet belt one because they're prone to all the problems on the internet. But yeah, beautiful engine and drives like it's actually brand new, stunning. And the oils, by the way, is changed at 3,000 miles. It's also written up on the bonnet there, just to remind people if anyone does go into the engine bay.
And one last thing, in the winter, most people start their engines to warm the engine up, ticking over. The best thing for an engine is to drive it slowly and let the oil warm up, the same as the coolant.
Correct.
Otherwise the coolant warms up and the engine oil doesn't.
Also, if you let the engine tick over in your driveway, because the engine's not warming up fast enough, it's taking a long time to warm, you get a lot of fuel going through the control rings on the pistons and go into the oil. So you get a lot of piston wash, they call it, from fuel, neat fuel going through the piston rings into the oil, which you don't want to do. Petrol is the enemy of oil. So as Paul was saying, it's best to drive the car, turn the key, start it and drive it sensibly when it's cold, not like you stole it, and the engine will warm up faster and it will look after the engine more. Okay, pre-filled the oil filter, which is actually full of oil. Filled that, lubricated the ring. That's a genuine filter. That's the wheel locking bolt, which I'm not going to be using. New sump plug, which we'll be using. So the filter's got a date written on the bottom of it, mileage, which is there on the bottom. That's when I'm changing it. 1st of March 25, that's the mileage. It's just been filled with oil.